Hello my friends, my family, esteemed colleagues. Today we're going to have fun a little bit with something that people who are affected by this really do not think it is funny. And this is rheumatism. Big boogeyman. A huge amount of people suffers from rheumatism. And this rheumatism can affect different parts of the body, but usually is related to joints. So what in fact is rheumatism? It's basically a swollen, painful joint, and all the treatments are basically based on these symptoms, which are hugely related to pain. Now again, let's check our masters on this field. Okay, so briefly I have explained rheumatism, but now let's see what causes rheumatic disease. Let's hear it from the experts. Okay, most of these conditions happen when your immune system goes haywire. Your immune system gets loco, starts attacking your body and destroys your body. So what can we do? You know, we cannot work against your immune system. We have to somehow support your body before it gets destroyed. I mean, this is what our experts are telling us. They are high geniuses, okay? Body is attacking you. Well, I spoke about autoimmune diseases. It's all baloney. It is a scapegoat for incompetency. You know what to do about it. Put it on autoimmune system, put it on the self-attacking haywire immune system, or put it on genetic flaw, because there's other genes. What can I do? It came from your mother, from your grandfather, grandpapa, whatever. It's not, and what can I do? And because of this, this is exactly how doctors behave. What can we do but treat the symptom? So everybody who suffers from reuma, usually it's rheumatic arthritis, what happens? They have swollen joints. Inflamed joint creates pressure on sensory nerves, you have pain. And what are the treatments? Okay, prevention. I was looking. There is no way prevention. Why not? Because doctors have no clue what they are dealing with, so how can they even think about how to prevent it? Okay, so what is the treatment? Management, not even treatment, management, here it is. Initial therapy of major rheumatological disease is with analgesics. Yeah! Cut the wire, stop the pain. Screw the joint. As long as there is no pain, you're fine. And do it with paracetamol. No, don't use steroids until the time comes that you have to use steroids, because paracetamol is going to be too weak. And of course, since inflammation is the one that is causing this pain in most cases, then go for anti-inflammatory. Okay? Easy. You are managing the problem. Well, yes, doctors are supposed to heal us. Of course, they don't know how to do it because they have no clue even what causes the problem. So, if we just look at the different diseases they put under this rheumatoid baloney, we can find just about every disease related to it that is caused by autoimmune disorder. Okay, and lupus is number one right on the list. Gout, and very often arthritis itself. Now there is a difference between rheumatism and arthritis, because in rheumatism your cartilage can still be okay, but you have joint pain. In arthritis, basically your cartilage is gone, so bone is touching bone, and this becomes very painful. So just to make the perspective shorter, not to go into detail, if you are following my work, if you are following through videos, or even better, if you are reading the articles or my books, then you right away, as soon as I mention the symptoms, bingo, let's check expert symptoms. Pain, number one, high marked, highlighted. This is the main cause, the main symptom. Swelling, warmth of the joint. Of course, if it's swollen, it means there is more blood going through it. It's going to be warm. And stiffness. Everything that swells becomes stiff. So, anything new there? No. But what causes these things? Well, if you have watched at least 5 of my videos, you already know. You don't have to be expert that sit 5 years in the medical school and knows nothing. In 5 videos, you already know. We are talking about cellular dehydration and cellular acidity. Okay? And what happens? If you have dehydrated cartilage, cartilage cannot squirt water under pressure, so this joint is not going to be lubricated. And when you use it, it grinds cartilage over cartilage, it heats up, body wants to cool it down, it needs to put more liquid to cool it down, you are starting to get water retention. Doctors right away go, oh, you have a liquid in your joint, we gotta suck this thing out, you're gonna feel better. Yeah, you feel better, you get less stiff, but now you get less protected, so you are increasing wear and tear on your joint. Now, sometimes the pain, the swelling becomes so strong, even while cartilage is still intact, so we cannot say that there is arthritis involved. But definitely is rheumatism of a joint, because the joint is swollen. When it's swollen, basically it's inflamed. It may have water retention, but general inflammation of the tissue makes it painful. You cannot use this joint, you cannot bend it. This is the nature protection, so you don't use the joint that is not hydrated, because you are going to destroy it. But since we have now these great medical experts, they will bypass the natural law. They will make it possible for you to use this joint and to really screw it up to the end, because they will take the pain away, they will take the swelling away, which protects your joint from further deterioration. Obviously, we should never wait that long. You have a problem, you feel pain, stop using the knee and start changing basically what you're doing. And it always goes back to the food and to the hydration. So, can arthritic, not even arthritic, but rheumatoid joints usually also get deformed. Why? Because variety of problems are included. Remember that when you have problem with rheumatism, well, it's not only that joint that you feel the pain in. It's the whole body that is basically dehydrated and acidic. Only you are using one joint more than others, so right here you are going to have more of the deterioration, more, you are forcing one part of your body to work with the toxic blood, so the cells become dehydrated faster and start to create process of forced hydration, which is your inflammation, which start causing the pain. And since the whole body is affected, you are also in a state of osteoporosis, because number one, you are getting sick because you have converted your body from normally functioning body into glucoholic body. So you are feeding it with a wrong food, plant food, so now it is producing huge amount of uric acid, acidifying the blood, which then buffers have to be pulled in to neutralize it, so now the bone cannot resediment back calcium and minerals. So now you have elevated level of calcium circulating through the blood to the point that goes over the radar and you even have to urinate it. But it may very well settle up in those joints, because the joints are going to be more filled with a buffer. And when calcium comes there, it starts crystallizing and it produces problems which later on we relate even with arthritis. But before even you go there, we are talking just about the swelling, but also these changes of a bone. We are getting problems, and bone calcification doesn't work properly, but in these areas you may have additional sedimentation, so you have deformed joints. Now, can this all heal? Of course. And I have clients, right now I have a client who is in a process, and she cannot believe how her wrists are getting thinner and pain is away, and she can move again her hands, and she's over 60. I remember after my motorcycle accident when I was 28, almost lost my life, and I was waiting for re-evaluation of my repair job that doctors did, and there were two elderly people, Jewish people, sitting, and deformed hands, both of them, barely walking. And we start talking, and they said, "Oh, you are young, do me a favor, don't save your money, use it and do whatever you want. We were saving all our life money, and then we got old, and we got arthritis, and now all the money is going to hospital. We are daily in hospital. Poor people could not hold even the pain." Okay, hospital doctors suck every penny out of their pockets. And I have to call them idiots. There's no other explanation. Excuse me, colleagues, but you are idiots. If you are doing these things, you are idiots. I gave up on medicine when I noticed how crooked it was and went searching for the truth. And then after I've discovered the truth, I came back. And I do not comply with the norms. This is why I don't honor any diplomas. And don't call me doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm just teacher. So, learn, please wake up. Nothing is the way we are being told. Nothing. So, how do we go about it? The same way as I have explained a million times in my articles and in my videos. Use self-healer's protocol. It is guaranteed. Yes, you will have symptoms, but you will be healing. So, you have seen, I've read you the expert opinions. You have to take the inflammation down. You have to take the pain down. How do you do it? Doing exactly opposite of what experts are telling you. Instead of shying away from salt, you have to load up on it, but only the freshly harvested, full of magnesium and full of minerals, more than 80 different minerals in freshly harvested sea salt, with no iodine added. This iodine they put in is toxic. Don't touch the stuff, and you don't need it. So, you start hydrating. First, you will cleanse the blood, so then later your cells can start hydrating and throwing toxins out. But your joints are already damaged. Your tissue is damaged around them, your muscles, your tendons. So whenever toxicity of blood increases in this damaged area, this is where you're going to sense the problems. Very often I have a question, for example, with the milk. Well, Darko, when I drink milk or eat cheese, my arthritic joint really hurts and it gets really bad. And I was told that I cannot have these things because I have arthritis or rheumatism. No, keep away from dairy. Well, why? Because it's plasma. Only it's plasma that also nourishes you. Same like in hospital for dehydration. If you cannot drink, they pump saline solution into your vein. And then if you cannot eat, they put a different solution, which is saline solution, but with sucrose, with sugar, to feed you. Okay, the idiots still don't know that it's much better to give you fat, but let's not go there. So, basically, this is what you are doing. You are in the trouble that you are because your plasma levels are low. When your plasma, your blood plasma, your lympha is low, then your body cannot cleanse because it's holding on to it. It needs it for regular functioning. This is your conductor, electroconductor. This is where the electricity is flowing through your body through these liquids. Now, as soon as you raise a little bit plasma, body wants to go into detox. And when it starts detoxing, not only that blood starts throwing out the garbage, but also the peripheral dirt, toxicity of the cell may seep out and actually increase now the toxicity as you are detoxifying. And as soon as that happens, more toxic blood, more pain in already damaged tissue. So it doesn't have to be milk. When you start hydrating with plasma, water with sea salt, same thing happens. So there is no casein, there is no dairy anywhere to be found, but the same problem happens. Your pain in joints increases because now all the dirt, all the toxicity is stimulated before it gets out. As the blood cleanses, the pain starts coming down and you start feeling better and better and better, less pain, less pain. Now then it comes after blood gets cleaned, approximately 3 weeks into it, your cells start hydrating, and as soon as one tissue throws cellular garbage into the blood becomes so toxic that now your joints again, wherever you had a pain before, a rheumatic pain, you can call it whatever you call it, it's basically inflammation, increases again because again toxic blood came in. And it could even, because of the much higher toxicity, it could even affect the other joint which before it did not show any signs. And it happened to a lot of my clients. They had problem in left knee. And all of a sudden, it was going away when they started protocol, and all of a sudden, it came back like crazy. They can barely walk, and not only in left, but also in the right knee. So people get afraid. Well, it happens in the right because right knee was also damaged, but not that much. But as soon as higher toxicity came in, now it showed up that it was right on the verge. If you would not start drinking plasma, maybe in a month or two, you would start having problem also with your right knee. Now this was accelerated. It came faster because right away healing will start. So don't think of it, those are healing pains. Don't think of them as worsening of a problem. It is actually contrary. The problem is going to go down, because before toxicity was coming from the outside, settling into the body and in the way creating problems. Now toxicity from the body is coming out, and in a transition it creates the problems and it leaves the body until your body gets clean and heals. So it's contrary. But don't think of it as, for example, a lot of alternative medicine gurus will tell you keep away from dairy. You see, with rheumatism, no, this is all acidic stuff because of these acids. Has nothing to do. Nothing is more acidic than your carbohydrate. Nothing. Because only small amount of it your cells can take, and all this rest of the plate that you put in there, your liver has to transform into fat, and in the same process produces tons of uric acid that you have to cleanse. And you cannot cleanse it when you're low on plasma. So it accumulates in your body, crystallizes, causes kidney stones, gallbladder stones, causes problems with ossification in different parts of the body, all a variety of problems that opens up and attacks the body, which doctors have no clue what is happening, so they only work symptomatically. It hurts here, okay, you're inflamed, okay, here you have a analgesic. And now, since people are in so much pain, doctors usually skip all the low stuff, they go right to steroids. And then you swell completely like a bubble and start, your metabolism goes down, you start accumulating more fat, you become more miserable until you fall apart. And when you're falling apart, then they tell you, well, no, nothing more we can do because now you have autoimmune disease, you know, your body is killing you. No, doctors, you have killed that body. Okay? You are the autoimmune disease until you start changing what you do. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. If you want to get rid of your problems, read my books, follow the Cell Hero Protocol. Better yet, let me guide you through it. Love you all. Next time.